So I just saw Guava Island, and it wasn't my thing, I guess. Donald Glover is obviously a very talented person. He can sing, he can write, he can act, and he does all of those very well. Now, I haven't heard or seen everything he's ever done, but from what I have, it seems as though he's much better at doing a comedic performance than anything serious. Maybe I'm wrong on that one, and there's some examples that I haven't seen. Anyway, he's a super talented guy regardless, and so everyone was excited to see this Amazon exclusive hour-long film. I'm not really sure what it was trying to be perfectly honest. In some ways, it was trying to be like several music videos. Early into the film, they do a scene where he performs This Is America, a song that has really grown on me and I've come to appreciate over time, but the scene in this movie is just basically like the music video we already saw, except much, much worse and less interesting. It really made me wonder why it was there at all. It almost seemed as if it was thrown in just to be a popular reference or something. After that point, I was expecting them to play Redbone in the movie, but they didn't. Other tracks in the movie were ones that we haven't heard before. It really just felt unfocused and all over the place. I really enjoyed the animated intro to the film. It had a great style and was interesting, but the rest of the movie doesn't really feel like it has anything to do with it. Again, it just seems unfocused and all over the place. There was nothing really special about the filmmaking here other than maybe the aspect ratio choice. Once again, it didn't really seem like it had any kind of purpose though. Rihanna's performance was really wooden and unspecial. Donald Glover did fine, but nothing that made me impressed in any way. Letitia Wright did a good job, but she didn't really have anything to work with. The only really impressive aspect to this film was how it managed to bore me with only an hour runtime. Despite it not being a huge investment, it still felt like a big waste of time. The entire thing just feels pretty pointless. I really don't know what I was supposed to get out of this. The story was nothing special at all. I didn't care about any of the characters or the stakes. I've noticed some people praising this for its social commentary, but I wasn't really all that impressed when it was just explicitly stated by the characters anyway. He literally says out loud that America is a concept based on greed and exploitation before breaking into a song. The social commentary was more or less just insisted to us rather than being done in any kind of artful or purposeful way. I couldn't even enjoy this as a collection of different music videos. Many of the songs were cut short, or perhaps they weren't even long to begin with, I don't know. I just do not understand what this was trying to be at all. Anyway, check this one out if you want. Apparently people are enjoying it, but I just found it to be boring. It was not a complete disaster, but this was definitely not for me, and I'm giving this one a 4 out of 10. So I just saw The Silence, and it was really, really, really bad. Leave it to the director of Wish Upon and Mortal Kombat Annihilation to produce this piece of garbage. This is a painfully unoriginal movie that does not need to exist. All of the characters are mind-blowingly stupid. All of the performances are terrible. There are so many unintentionally awkward and embarrassing scenes, most notably the scenes with the character Glenn.
Can you get out?
Hey, man, my leg's stuck in here. I'm gonna pass out.
Okay, all right. We're gonna get you out of there, all right? I'm gonna get you out. We'll get you out of here. We'll get you out of here. It's all right. It's all right.
The only redeemable quality to this film is how unintentionally funny his performance is. All of the conflict is super forced. Literally all they had to do was just not leave their home at the beginning of the movie and they would have been fine. But they're like, oh no, those things are attracted to sound and cities are noisier than forests. So they just venture off into the woods completely exposed, never acknowledging that they could have just been quiet inside their own homes, and any noise coming from outside their homes wouldn't attract the bat things to their homes because they would be attracted to the other things making noise and you would be safe. The sequence of events in this film is completely unoriginal and formulated. The whole thing just feels like a much worse version of every disaster creature horror movie you've ever seen. There are some characters that show up later in the film for conflict, but they aren't developed at all. It's like they're trying to be some random villain from The Walking Dead, but we never learn anything about them or what they're trying to do. They're just instant conflict machines, I guess. Man, I really do not have that much to say about this movie at all. In about a week's time, I'll forget that I've ever seen it. I was hoping for this to be as memorable and entertaining as Wish Upon was, but most of the movie is just terrible in a way that you can't even laugh at it. It's just really bad and you shouldn't see it. And I'm giving this one a 2 out of 10.